Corona, and we are achievers, tenacious, and courageous. Salud.
No mires para atrás, el futuro no se encuentra ahí, no se encuentra nada en el mundo que no puedas lograr, con fe lo vas a conseguir,
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Ajusta Tu Corona. I am Lillian.
I am Francia.
And we are currently missing Margarita, who is having a power outage in her area. But if she can join us later, she will be joining us. As I stated before, I am Lillian. I am a multi-business owner, notary, tax preparer, bookkeeper, jewelry designer, network marketer, and travelpreneur.
Beautiful, beautiful. I am your Florida local realtor. I am a digital marketer CEO, and I am also a multi-level marketer.
And she is doing great things. And I would like to take this moment to applaud Miss Francia for selling her first property.
Yay!
Celebrate. Okay,
Yes.
Tonight's subject is you survived the tumultuous things in your life. You survived abuse, you survived adversity. You started to learn how to self-love, and now it's time to thrive. Now it's time for you to take everything, all the lessons that you've learned, and become that kick-ass, badass woman that you are, and start to take off and empower yourself and create your own road, your own path, your journey that you were meant to follow. So I wrote a brief description that says, if you were a plant, and would you be growing, flourishing, and resilient in a drought or a flood? Or would you wither and barely get by when nature's circumstances stray from the ideal? This is the difference between thriving and surviving. Tonight's guest is Maritza Figueroa, because you know we all love Maritza. And she happens to be a Thrive coach. So we are going to bring her on, and we're going to have her guide us and ask her some questions and trying to help us follow that thrive and create that thriving that we need to be successful in our lives. Welcome, Maritza.
Look at her background.
Look at that background. That is so serene. Oh, I feel. Namaste.
You're gonna have to come help me when I start building our patio to start building my oasis. Oh, she's muted.
Oh, no, she's not.
Yeah, I'm sorry, her mic.
We can't hear you, but you're not muted on our end. Are you muted on your end? We can't hear you. I can mute and unmute you, but it's on your end. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. So happy to have you here. Hi, Richie. Great to have you.
Hi, Richard. No, hi, Michelle.
We do not hear you yet. Is your mic on, or is your mic connected? Do you have a cord connected to the computer? Unplug the cord. No. I could see on your screen. Oh, wait a minute. No. Do you want to try coming back in? No. I'm going to remove you and log back in to see if that helps. All right, we'll wait for her. How is everyone doing tonight?
It's a beautiful Thursday. How's your weather up there?
Oh my goodness. Yesterday we were almost 90. Today we were in the high 70s. You see, I have my little summer dress on. I feel like I'm still in the Caribbean.
How was Puerto Rico?
Oh, Puerto Rico was amazing. I mean, you can't listen to a lot of the things that you see on the news. It's very negative, the vibes, and it happened to be beautiful. There were a lot of people there. A lot of people were vacationing on the island, but the weather was beautiful. A lot of the tourist attractions are open and ready to go.
Okay.
But, you know, safety protocols everywhere. You wear your mask wherever you go. You should be okay.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely looking forward to Colombia and hoping everything kind of dies down and everyone comes to a peaceful agreement, and we'll see.
You see how we are always talking about our travels, because that is the joy of my life. That is how I. Here's Maritza. Let's try to bring her on again, and hopefully we can hear her.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay! I'm learning.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay.
getting-
It's part of
Thank
it.
you. Thanks to Francia.
It's part of it.
It's part of growing, right? And that's what we're
Yes.
talking about today, thriving and surviving.
Absolutely.
So, and Lillian, I love the intro, how you talked about, it's about, the thriving, but I also think it's important to go back a little bit and understand that when we are not emotionally there and
Mhm.
and um not understanding what fear really is, I think that holds us back. So I'm gonna go back a little bit and talk about the five fears that we have as human beings and what they mean. And then of course we're gonna just explode into the thriving. But thank you for having me. I don't have all these multimedia marketing. I never even introduced myself. I'm Maritza. I'm a Thrive coach. I'm all about self-care. I love the women that I meet, that I talk to, that I serve, because that's what I do. I serve. And that's the work of my life. There's really not much to me but what you're seeing right now. So um, but I'm happy with that. That's just more than enough for me, because I am one of the luckiest women in the world, because the women in my life today are just freaking amazing, and all they do is just give me the energy that I need to continue. So I just want to say to both of you, to Margarita, you guys are such an inspiration to me. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We're
Likewise.
honored to be in your presence. Trust me. I
Yes.
mean, for those of you that don't know, we as individuals do not know it all. There is someone who always knows something that you may not know. And if you are the smartest person in the room, find yourself another room. Maritza happens to be my coach. Why? Because I need guidance in learning how to calm my spirit, calm my inner soul, because I'm the type of person that is always on the go, 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 go. I don't know how to calm down. I don't know how to relax and just take a day off, because that's not in my nature. It never has been. I've been a hustler my whole life. So she is my guide to peace. And she does a lot of other things, but that is what she is teaching me at this moment.
Yes, and that was our quote today for Ajusta tu Corona is, in every successful woman's life, there is a tribe of successful women. So we definitely give it back to you. You are definitely one of my coaches that I love to listen to when you come on. Lillian is definitely my life coach since I met her. Margarita, likewise. So I'm like you. I'm grateful for all the women in my life today. And that's why I believe in my heart that I'm thriving.
Yes, awesome.
Absolutely. I want to take a quick second to say hello to Arika Bolachala, who usually listens to Margarita on her morning show. And Brenda, welcome. I've become very close with Brenda lately. We're all women on the same mission, and so happy that you have joined the tribe. And now go ahead and tell us about the 5 pains before I jump into the next question.
So, it's, thriving is about flourishing and, prosperity and succeeding. And then surviving, it's about enduring, living each day like there's no purpose, just putting up with what comes daily, but what we want to do, we want to switch that script. What we want to do is thrive and become the best at what we're passionate about. It's not about what we think we should be doing. It's like, yes, sometimes we got to take that 9 to 5 because, we got to survive, but it's always seeking that which we're passionate about. And it's always about taking those small steps, because, you know that a journey begins, with one foot in front of the other. It's like when someone tells us, your life needs to change, you need to bring change into your life. You need to bring something new. It automatically, we think it has to happen tomorrow, but that's not the way it's going to happen. It's going to happen in such small steps. Um, and then when we begin that journey, we just kind of get that energy to do more. Especially like Francia said, we need that tribe. So how do we get from X, to Z? So when we notice that there's no more conflict, or the struggle gets less and less, when we want to get out of bed, those are little nudges that tell us, it's like, okay, what you want is coming. You just have to, get out of that bed and go take a shower. It's like when we want to start exercising, I always use okay, day 1, you put your sneakers by the door. Day 2, you put your sneakers on, you open the door. Day 3, you put your sneakers on, you open the door, you go outside. And every day you just add one more step. And by the time you realize it, you're freaking running a marathon, you know. But what happens is that fear takes all our power away, you know. And when we're in survival mode, that's when we let that fear just kind of keep us in that darkness, But we're born with 5 core human fears, because everything else is a belief that we were told growing up. It's not that we're scared of snakes, it's that we're scared of what the snake may do. It's not the snake itself, if that makes any sense. So I believe that knowledge is power. And the first fear is fear of extinction. Many of us have that fear of dying. But is it really that fear of dying, or is it the fear that we can lose our identity, or that behavior, letting go of a behavior that's no longer serving us, because that's a fear of extinction. We do things for so long that they create a habit, and we're so afraid to let it go because that's what we know. So the first one is fear of extinction, because there's 3 levels of change: transformation, behavior, 4, sorry, transformation, behavior, belief, and identity. Who are you identifying with, or what are you identifying with? So that's the first one. We're so afraid of losing the identity that we don't want to go after the identity that we do want, because we've never done that before. The other one is fear of mutilation or bodily invasion, and basically what that is losing our boundaries, feeling threatened, feeling our safety being threatened. So that's a fear of losing our boundaries. Another one is fear of loss of our anatomy. This is fear of being confined or trapped, a feeling of powerlessness. So this could be a fear of abandonment, rejection, or separation. And these are human fears because it threatens our basic needs: safety, love, and belonging. As human beings, we cannot survive without those needs being met. If a newborn is just sits there and it's not touched and it's not talked to, and it doesn't know when that human nature, that human touch is coming, is going to die. It's going to die. It can't survive on its own. So we cannot survive with those needs being met. So that fear that keeps us from creating that new identity is that fear of extinction. And that's the number one reason that we worry about and don't become the person we know who we are within. So those human fears are key to why we cannot move on. And I know you wanted to add to that. No, you can't hear me.
You're muted. Yeah.
Oh, again.
No, not you. We can hear you. You
Oh,
were
oh, oh,
speaking and you did
Lillian.
I'm sorry,
amazing.
not you, me, because
Oh,
there's
you.
background noise. So while you were talking, I
Oh,
muted
okay.
myself. But
Likewise,
Okay.
same thing.
I was saying, no, I'm not adding to that. I learned. I just learned from you. I was like taking notes as you were talking.
Yes.
Because you know
So,
what? This is another thing. She's my coach, but I have her train me on a specific thing and teach me a specific thing. I didn't know about these 5 fears. And one of them, I can totally understand because I just had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. The fear of losing boundaries, or the fear of you losing your identity. She's so comfortable in where she is right now that she's kind of like stuck and won't thrive into something that I know she's going to be absolutely wonderful at.
and
Yeah.
is it amazing how we see the butterfly in everyone, but we don't see it in ourselves?
Oh my God. That was another quote I read today. It was we see, no, everyone has their beauty and everyone is so beautiful, but not everyone sees it,
Mm-hmm.
especially ourselves in our.
Yes.
We're our own
Yeah.
worst critic. So
Yes.
when I was studying about on thriving, I came across this article that gave you like little bits and pieces of things that you could do to thrive. Now, the very first one is take time in the morning to find your center and set intentions for the day.
Yes.
Can you give us an example of that? What do they mean by finding your center? I know what intentions are,
Right.
but what do they mean by finding your center?
Finding your center. Let me give you an example. A person that's always angry, right? They wake up angry, they go to bed angry, they live their day angry. Everything's going wrong in the world. Nobody does anything right. They're just angry. Doesn't matter what you say, whatever. So, if we keep doing that, we're going to get ourselves sick. Okay. So we're angry. And again, that's why we need knowledge is key. Let's take that word angry, and let's see if we can flip it to something else. Okay. Because we have to take that walk of, and you have to ask yourself, why am I always angry? There has to be something that is bringing you to that point. So when you find your center, what you do is you figure out what's making you angry, and you bring that anger into that center, and you try to rename it. You have to. We have to identify our emotions. If we don't identify our emotions, we're never going to get centered. Center really is coming from a place of, okay, my day, because people that are angry already know their next day is going to be angry. So finding your center is about, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to sit down and have my cup of coffee and my day's going to be happy. That is trying to find your center. It may not be that happy day that you want, but you're making the effort of changing that anger into happiness.
Okay.
So that's what finding your center is, finding your calm. What makes you calm? If you cannot find one thing that makes you calm, you need to find a coach. You know,
Absolutely.
so that's what it means to. It means to, like, we are shallow breathers, many of us. When you calm, if you notice a baby breathing, their belly goes up and down. We forget to do that as adults. When you find your calm, you start belly breathing again. You start belly breathing because you are relaxed. You find your relaxed mode, And unfortunately for a lot of people, it's drugging, drinking, you know, they don't know how to do that on their own because they're so afraid to see themselves. You know, it's just unbelievable how difficult it is for people to come to their center because they don't want to see what's inside. So being centered is looking at yourself and knowing that changes have to come about. But a lot of people don't want to do that because it takes work.
Mm,
That's where your calm is. Finding your center and truly digging deep. We've talked about this, Lillian,
Yes,
clearing all that clutter because we keep
absolutely.
stuffing ourselves with stuff and stuff and stuff. Again, the image of a room. You want new furniture, you can't put the new furniture on top of the old. You
yeah.
have to clear the room and put your new furniture into that room.
I
You
so
know,
believe in that physically and mentally, emotionally. Um, I always say that I'm grateful that I'm a forgetful person. Like I forget so easily.
mm-hmm,
And is it a non, it's a prawn and a con, right?
right.
Because uh it's like, oh my God, you need that. I mean, I have to write things down. I have to be organized, very organized in order to remember things.
Mm-hmm,
But in the contrary, I'm like, I move on. I don't hold grudges. I unclutter,
mm-hmm.
past experiences and things because I'm enjoying my now. I'm looking forward
Yes,
to my tomorrow, and have
yes.
time to
Mm-hmm,
dwell in the past and
right.
the old things. And so I'm grateful. And I think that
Yeah,
allowed me to love again and to be able to
yes,
love and get
yes.
chances again.
Well, you know what? And that's so true because what I find is that, people that are angry walk around with this angst, do not know how to let go, like you said, and forget. There's just so much goodness that can be coming in, and we're not allowing it.
Yeah.
But Francia, that was a great. I love that you said that because when we start letting our truth in, all those little things, they don't even bother us anymore, and they don't take up our energy. It's like, where are you focusing your energy at?
Exactly. Like,
you know
remember the lesson, right? Remember the
yes.
lesson, but forget the people, forget what happened.
Mhm.
Like, move on
Right,
and just take the
right,
lesson with you and apply
right.
it wherever you need to.
Because we're having our own human experience, and so is that person. So we cannot hold grudges. We should not hold grudges. We should not get that
Poison.
easily upset with people. We should not be reactive, because if I'm having a human experience, they are also. So we should not judge.
Exactly.
And
Absolutely.
those are things that hold us back and don't let us thrive
Yes.
a
And
lot of
speaking of
time.
poison, and you mentioned snakes, just quickly, and I'm not saying that you would know this, but I dreamt with venomous snakes last night, and they were literally like biting me, and I'm sucking out the poison like how you see in the movies.
Oh my gosh.
Um, and
You
it's like, what am I fearing? Like, what does it mean?
mhm. um I would look it up. I do that constantly.
Okay.
I have very vivid dreams, and I actually went out and bought a dream book, and
Mm.
it's amazing what they and you could Google it. I love Google. Google tells you everything. But
Right, right.
but that must be something in your life. Don't dismiss it, because there's a lesson in there somewhere. And in your meditation, just bring it up,
God, nice.
because it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, and you should, if you journal, you should write them down.
Good.
Always write them down. Yeah,
Good to know.
because all those, my image is always of puzzle pieces, and it's all the parts of us, those puzzle pieces. And what we're doing right now, right here, as we work with women, as we do what we do, we're putting those pieces together. And at the end, we're going to see the image. That is the image that we are creating.
The full picture.
Yes. So everything, dreams, things that come up, life, things that, just
Alignment.
whatever.
You start seeing alignment, things that align.
Yes. And that is all, it's all enlightenment. That means you're growing deeper in it, in what it is that you're looking for.
Your purpose.
Yes.
It's wonderful. And without even knowing it, she just gave us two of the quotes. One of them was listen intently without judgment is one of the things that they say that you needed to thrive. And look at her background. This is Maritza when she does her lives on a daily basis. She is always sitting in nature because it says enjoy nature is also one of the things that allows you to thrive. The trees, the birds, the bees, rushing water, and desert sand have so much to teach.
Yes.
So those are also things that will allow you to thrive. And she gives you the perfect example of it.
Yes. Love it. Yeah, I have to. Even when I am having, a busy day and multitasking and doing this, I do not feel guilty taking an hour to
No,
for a
you
walk
should not.
or, to sunbathe, to whatever it is. It's like, to enjoy the backyard, to whatever it is. You have to.
Yeah. And it's so, why people, have high cholesterol and heart disease and that, because we have to let go.
Yeah.
We have to, the work is going to be there when we get back. If you have to put an extra hour of work, so be it. But you nurtured yourself.
Yes.
You have to do that.
One
It's
of
like
the Mhm.
it just boggles my mind. People that tell me I haven't taken a vacation in 20 years.
Oof.
What? What is so important that you cannot leave behind?
Exactly. And you ladies that obviously life coaches and Lillian, you're in business a lot. And I heard this person talking and he, again, he was talking the 401ks, the savings, the investments that people tend to do or aim to do. But they only invest a certain percentage for that, but they don't invest in their health or in their well-being or their mental health, health. And they should. If you're putting all this money away,
Right.
for retirement, why are you going to enjoy? And that was one of our coaches, Nina, had a guest on her show, and they were talking about that. So that's an episode she has coming up, and that was so good. Such a good conversation.
It's crazy.
It's one of the things that I say all the time that people say to me, oh, you must be rich because you're always traveling, the comments. Listen, there are so many affordable vacations out there, number one. Number two, it is for your own health. You need to get away. You need to try something different. And you need that break. When you, like she said, people's fear. So people work to and kill themselves working for money that they can't take with them. The family will fight over and they never enjoyed any of it.
Right. I'm with you. That's right. But I'm here to tell you that on the other side is so many amazing and captivating and real things. My goodness, you sometimes you just wish you could just shake somebody. Just give me 1 minute. People won't even give you 1 minute because they feel like they're losing out on something. We're not going to get a second, second scene. This is it. This is the only life that we have. So if you have the opportunity to learn more about who you are, to enjoy life, to get everything, squeeze it like an orange, get everything you can out of life, because all you're taking with you is the energy of memories. I mean, can you imagine? It's just like, let's shake it off and let's really think about what's important, you know? And it's so funny because many people think, me included, that something was wrong with me because I couldn't get what I wanted, or look what they have and why can't I have it, or I'm sure they're working 6 jobs to get, and it's just like that judgy. But you know what? No, all it is that they had their priorities in order. That's all that is. That's
Mhm.
all that is. They know how to thrive. I don't care if you have $100 million or you make 50,000 a year. You know, both people can have the same quality of life because their priorities are in order. You don't need millions of dollars to live a life of quality. You
Mhm.
just got to do it right. Do
Mhm.
it right. You know, overcome that survival mode, and get into the thrive mode. I mean, it's just like, you know, we have to understand that unless, we center ourselves, we're not going to move on. We're not going to move on, and, it's like our human makeup correlates to those basic needs. You know, if, I understand it, there's people just on survival mode because they're barely surviving. They're barely paying their rent. And I get that, but you know what? We don't have to stay there. You don't have to do that alone. There's ways that Psalm 16:11, you make known to me the path of life. In your presence there's fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Isn't that
Mhm.
beautiful? I mean,
Absolutely.
ask, ask, and it's going to be there for you. But you have to believe. And it's not just going to drop in the sky. You have to do the work. Turn those stones. You're going to find answers. Find a tribe that is going to lift you, not judge you.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, Lillian, I mean, look at us. Who knew
Yeah.
we're going to be in a freaking live motivating other women to freaking get a life that they want? Did ever in a million years in the place that we were? Never, you know.
Yeah.
But we're getting to where we want to be, and the first step is just putting one foot in front of the other, and get with a tribe, get with women that like Francia said, that were there before you, that know what it feels to be in those shoes.
Be intentional.
And we're so scared to, oh, what are people gonna think? And I'm here to tell you that if you keep thinking and worried about what people gonna think, you're gonna stay right where you are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
you
true.
know because they don't know how to move on. They want to keep you there, and they're going to tell you everything that's not going to work, is not going to be possible, that it. But then when you get up here, it's like, oh my God, she did it. I want to be like that. We cannot stay in that because you're not helping that person. This is why I always say self-care is not selfish, because we feel like we're not going to give the ones we love that space that they need. But shame on you if you do not do better for you, because if they see you doing better, they're just going to follow. That is our service to others. We can't stay there.
And your
We
kids,
cannot.
if you're talking about your kids, or me personally, watching my kids watch me thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
and again, there's an age where they don't understand, they don't understand certain things, or but when they see you now and they're like, Mom, you doing this. You're the one that is the best feeling ever. Is the best feeling ever. But if
Same.
you stay, like you said, where you are with that negative mentality, with the victim mentality, with the like, and your kids get older
Woe
and
is me.
you're only
Yeah.
getting older yourself, and it's like, shoot, woulda, shoulda, coulda, and then
Right.
your kids they're still gonna love you, but they're gonna lose some sense of respect for
Yeah, but
you, and things
yes.
because you didn't do what you had to do for yourself and for them.
And that is the hardest piece. And that's the right that point where I love to work with women. It's just like you can do this. You can do it. Once we get through that fear of what people have told you, or the people that they say that you become the five people that you hang out with. Who are you hanging with? You know,
Yeah.
that's so key. You know, you need to be first on that journey so that you could bring others along. You have to be actively and consciously taking those steps forward, especially when it comes to your health and your wellness. You know, because this journey is not about perfection. You know, it's always about just being in that constant movement of growing and evolving. That's what this is about. you know and success looks different to everyone. you know I mean, I don't need the shining bright lights and the dollars just being thrown. That to me is not success. Success to me is like sitting here right now and hoping that this message reaches someone that really needs to hear it. And I'm
Beautiful.
gonna cry. Ugh.
No.
um I'm always about the movement. It's because it's just like nourish your body through exercise. I mean, I'm not an exercise person, but this for me is movement. I'm always outside. I'm always doing something. I go for walks.
Yes.
Again, start small. Put your sneakers on. The next day, put your sneakers on and open the freaking door. Start small,
Somewhere.
you know,
Will
because
Smith, sorry to cut you
go
off. Will
ahead. No,
Smith
that's
said
fine.
something about people think that pleasure is it's fulfilling. And or if I'm not quoting his words, but something like that. And then he goes, for me, peace is
Mm,
fulfilling. It's the total opposite. When
yes.
you constantly have to, stimulate your mind and find pleasures and be busy and, lights and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
that's work. That's a lot for you.
Right.
For your soul, for your
Right.
being.
Right.
But
Right.
when you are able to find peace
Mm-hmm.
by yourself without being in, having to, you have to be somebody to make you happy or be with
Right.
somebody to
That
make you happy.
stimulation
You
of
have to
others.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to constantly do this. And, and again, traveling is peace, right? When you
Mhm.
go and you find, but you're doing it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing it to go party with people. You're not doing it. You're doing it for that brings you peace, brings you that fulfillment. Um,
Right.
so yeah,
Yes, and go ahead. I just find and just thinking back, it's like, I was that party girl, and I always needed to be in that because, for everything that holds us back, there's a positive intention. It's there for a reason. But what we need to learn to do as adults is, take that which is not serving us and see what the positive intention is. And we have to separate them because, for example, emotion people that eat for emotional reasons, right? So emotional eating is filling that void for them. So if they're feeling this way, they're gonna go grab that sweet because it's filling that void real quick. Okay. So what needs to happen is like the me as the party girl, I needed the social, I needed the drinking like really bad. I mean, I still like my drink once in a while, I'm not gonna lie. But that social and then it was like the getting drunk piece because that made me feel part of that social and it was fulfilling that need, you know. But now because I'm living the life that I'm living is a different way of living. I have found that coaching has taken the place of that sweetness, and it's
Mm.
filling my life so differently. So I've learned to kind of change the perfect the intention, the good intention, and I've learned to take the behavior and switch that behavior a little bit into my coaching. So this is when changes start coming and you start seeing balance in your life. Because sometimes we're so afraid of leaving that party mode because that's what we do, and if I leave that, I'm going to lose my sense of belonging. So like Lillian, you were asking me what centering ourselves is. We have to find that magic. We have to find that magic that is going to fulfill us. Like Francia said with Will Smith, he's fulfilling his life now with that peace part of it. So we have to change that good intention and that which is no longer serving us, and switch it. Find that which is gonna serve us differently. But a lot of us are so afraid to do that because we are so used to doing this that we don't know how to separate the two. And it takes work. It
Yes.
takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And when we start separating, that's when we start seeing that you're gonna start thriving because your life is gonna be filled with so much better stuff. you know because when we let go of something that's not serving us, we're filling ourselves with something that is. And when we do that, we're empowering ourselves, we're moving forward, we're getting to where we want to be. It's that evolving piece that we're missing when we're angry, when we're depressed, when we're sad, when we're ashamed, all those emotions that come up. So
Yes.
living is work. It's not easy.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially if you're looking, like you said, for the inner peace and you're looking for love. Remember, love starts at home. And once
Hmm.
you feel the love, everything just falls into place.
That's right. It does. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's about stepping back, letting go, and saying yes to yourself. If once you
Hmm.
get those down, it's going to be golden. And finding people that are going to be there for you when you fall, they're going to pick you right back up, brush you off, and send you off again. You know,
That's
that's
us. That's us.
that's right. That's right. First is our health, then it's money, then it's relationship, then it's career, then it's connection to something greater. And when we
Hmm.
balance those areas in healthy ways, we're going to find value in who we are.
Yeah. So true.
It's beautiful.
Balance. Balance
Hmm.
is key.
Yeah. But as women, we have a really hard time with, we might find a connection to something that's greater. We might find a career. We might find a relationship. When it comes to health and money, I believe we're still lacking in those two. I'm still trying to understand and hear women's stories as to why we fear those, why they're not important, because money is huge, and we have to learn what our relationship with money is. Money is not just that paycheck we get every week. We have to learn how we relate with money. Once we get past that point, money's going to come and go so easily in our lives. Same thing with our health. If we don't have our health, we have none of the other four. You know,
Yeah.
if we get that balance, God, could you imagine how our life would be? It would be
Yeah.
amazing. And that's all part of personal growth. Maybe we were not taught about money. Maybe we're too busy about getting our health straight. We're good at the career thing because it's bringing us money, you know, and we're good with the connection to something greater because we know there's something bigger than us, but we have to give all five areas the same attention. We can't lack in one and give the other because that is not a balanced life. So, we can't fear what is ours, and all those things are ours to have, to cherish and to hold. And And I think women that are learning to thrive need to really look at those areas and start balancing them, because we are all worthy of all of it.
Mhm.
We are, you know, and that is going to be key to our success, especially of women that are looking to thrive and become more. It's part of learning. It's our birthright to have health and wealth and all that we want. It's our right, you know. And as a no matter what woman, no woman should be left behind. And again, Lillian, I applaud you for just having such a passion for what you do, you know, and telling these women that we must ask for help and to be guided, but we also have to be a teacher along the way. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter what you're going through. We all going to be going through something, but it's how we respond to it. And we are all teachers along the way, all of us, because we all learn from each other. So
Absolutely.
that's me in a nutshell tonight, because I could keep going all night.
No, it's definitely amazing advice, amazing coaching. Um, yeah, definitely my favorite words is to be intentional, to acknowledge where you are, what you've been
Hmm.
through, um, and and be intentional about what you want out of your life,
Yes.
what you want to be, who you want to
Hmm.
become.
Right.
And yes, and not get stuck in that identity crisis where,
Right. Right.
oh, this is who I am, this is what I happened to me, and
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't do
dealing
more.
with it. It's like you what? No, we don't have to deal. No, you
Mm.
decide what you want. It's not about dealing. How miserable are you going to be if you're just dealing? So basically, you're a leaf in the wind. Whoever, everybody's just telling you something and you're going to feel this way. Or you're going to go, no, 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 no. We don't do that. We stand our ground. Because when we stand our ground, we get the respect that we deserve. Because if not, you're going to be subservient for the rest of your life. And that's not what we do as a no matter what woman. We don't do that. You stand your ground and you know what you want. Seek your identity, follow your passion, and find your tribe. Because
Mhm.
when you
You
do
are a
that,
luminous being,
yes, of course we are.
and your light is contagious.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Let it
And sh-
shine bright.
that's it. And I just hope that women, whatever men are watching the show, that know that they worth it, that they have value. I don't care what anybody told you in the past. That was their own fear instilling it in you. You have value.
Mhm.
God, we were made, we are creation of God. How are we not going to have value?
Mm.
You know, no matter how big or small, we always have something to offer. Time, talent, treasure, it doesn't matter what it is. We all been given those. So it's up to us to share that.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So,
One of the things that I happen to be working on, and Francia said, she's living her life with intent. Mine's is to wake up in the morning and do gratitude before I grab the cell phone,
mhm,
because I am huge on waking up, sitting up in the bed, and grabbing my cell phone to see what's going on in the world before giving thanks to God for one, waking me up, and two, for this wonderful life that I have.
mhm.
So my
Right.
intention and my biggest thing that I'm working on now is leaving the phone alone for 10 minutes in the morning and being grateful and giving thanks before my feet hit the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's all a practice. It's about ritualizing our lives. We could ritualize our life just like giving 10 minutes up, you know, just adding movement to our life, eating healthy, um, sitting down when we're eating, um, you know, serving ourselves yogurt in a martini glass, just ritualizing, making, oh, I do that, making
With slivered
life.
almonds.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You
With the
got
slivered
this.
almonds.
That's it. There is no plastic in my house. Because I deserve better than that. And that's all about ritualizing your life, taking a bubble bath, making love. I mean, it's just like that's all ritualistic, it's just like just being woman, it's okay. It is freaking okay. Go to the freaking dollar store, buy yourself a freaking martini glass, and serve your yogurt in the martini glass. Drop the plastic, you know? And the more that you do that every day for yourself, the more you're going to want more. And when you want more,
Mhm,
new doors open for you. Like Margarita talks
mhm,
about climbing that mountain, and when we get to the mountaintop, we're going to climb down again and we're going to go right back up to the and find a bigger mountain, and that's what we need to keep doing. You know, do not take your 20 minutes, experience the food, taste it, use it's like, when did we forget to use our senses? God gave us smell, taste, touch, all those beautiful things so that we can live life, you know? I mean, Lillian, you've traveled. How do Europeans do it? They sit and they eat and they laugh and they drink and they just enjoy their time together.
Where
You know?
in Europe is it? France, where they don't allow you to go coffee?
Yeah, yeah,
They don't allow.
yeah.
I think
They
that's
don't.
somewhere in France, right? Or
Yeah,
where?
I think it is France.
It's like they don't
Um, I,
even to go coffee. You have to
There's
sit down
no.
and
no,
enjoy
you
your
have to sit
coffee.
down and have a cup.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to France.
Mm.
It's true. It's like everything's like so rush. No wonder we're freaking dropping dead so early in life.
Mhm.
Or walking around with a stroke, or we can't do that. We should not do that. It's like ritualize your life. It's like, I don't care where you've come from, what you've been through. You're here now. Ritualize your life. You know, dress up, put lipstick on. We all have our rough days. I get that. We all do, But you know what? If you have the time, do your hair, put some makeup on, go do your nail. I don't do my nails because all I'm doing is gardening now, um, but you just do something for you. Lillian went and got her little braids and extensions and stuff. Do something that's going to make you feel beautiful, because we are all beautiful. I so truly believe that. It's not about how we look physically. We are all beautiful somehow, in some way. So, but yeah. Oh, you guys are great.
And
I love.
everything that you just literally said is everything that I do when I'm on vacation. So because of everyday life, we're rush, 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 rush. But when I go on vacation, it's my calm, it's my
Mm,
healing, it's my breathing time.
it's
So
your
what do,
center.
Francia? We get dressed up, we go to dinner, and it lasts like 2.5 hours. We're laughing, joking. So, we do our hair, we do our makeup, and all of this we do when we go on vacation and we're in another country for people that don't know us instead of doing it at home for the people that know us.
But
Yeah,
my man, he's like, "Where are you going? We're just going to pick up something at the store." And I'm like, "Babe," and
yeah.
I'm not even putting makeup on or nothing. I'm just throwing something nice on and, at least fixing my hair. He's like,
Right.
"I'm just going to the store." And I'm like,
Nope. Because then if you just going to the store, you get into just going to the store mode, and then you don't do it. So no, you do not get out of that. You do it all the time. You look as sexy as you want. That's right.
"You
Good
have
for
to."
you. Yeah, you
Amazing.
have to.
You ladies
You
are
really.
amazing. I guess Margarita, my Margarita. Oh gosh, she would have
My
killed
Mark.
me. Margarita.
He would light you up for that one.
Hey, edit
We're
that.
all gonna
Edit that.
edit, edit that piece right there.
She probably
Yeah,
still in the edit.
we're all gonna say a quote before we leave, but I just wanted to take a minute to dejarles saber a las mujeres allá afuera que el jueves que viene a las 7 de la noche va a ser la primera charla en español en esta plataforma. Muchas me lo han pedido, así que espero verlas la semana que viene.
Nice.
With that, my quote is, so for those of you that didn't understand, I have been asked by many women to have this platform in Spanish. So I am going to do it every other week in Spanish, every other week in English. We will still be on our 2-week basis, but it will now also be in Spanish. For the Spanish session, I'm going to go back to the beginning and start over. To catch up, I may do 2 sessions in one. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to do my best. I don't speak the best Spanish, but I'm hoping that the audience will correct me and I will improve as time goes on. For tonight, I want to thank our guest, Maritza. Thank you. Always so knowledgeable. Always wonderful to hear from you.
Thank
and
you.
my quote
you.
this evening is, choose love over fear.
Beautiful. I'm going to quote Nina Perez, and her quote today was, don't just overcome your fear, crush it on your way up. I loved it. I loved it.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Maritza?
Do you have one off the top of your head? Did she freeze?
Yeah, she did.
Very nice. Yep. You know, and always live in the joyous expectation of the best. Always.
Live in the joyous expectation of the best.
Yes.
That's right.
It's right.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Maritza.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Good
Love
night.
you guys.
Don't
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Good night.